From the introduction of sheetrock to creating the first fire-resistant drywall, CGC has a century-long history of innovation. This tradition has continued with the introduction of the industry's first lightweight drywall portfolio. CGC has seen huge success and adoption rates of Sheetrock UltraLight panels since its launch. A follow-up to this success is the introduction of Sheetrock UltraLight Firecode 30 panels that will add to CGC's lightweight product mix. My name is Bob Mercer, Manager of Technical Solutions and Quality with CGC Inc., and my job today is to highlight product benefits, technical attributes, and advantages of this new, innovative lightweight panel product. A brief history lesson. You may remember that regular, non-rated 5/8 sheetrock panels were available as a standard product up to the mid-90s. They were discontinued, but it was more a case of economics and a slow business cycle versus product performance concerns. Today, just like 20-plus years ago, there are many areas in construction where 5/8 gypsum panels are specified that are not required to be used in a fire resistance rated assembly. Projects such as Class A office spaces, schools, hospitals, and other institutional and commercial spaces utilize 5/8 panels throughout for strength and durability reasons. Likely, only a small portion of the partitions on these projects may actually require a fire resistance rating. Canadian building codes have provisions for fire separations that do not require a fire resistance rating, so essentially a barrier to inhibit smoke and flame until the sprinkler system has engaged. This is quite common in modern institutions like hospitals, where most walls are required to be fire separations, but only a minor portion of the walls require a fire resistance rating because the building is fully sprinklered and monitored. So why the Firecode 30 designation? Even though the patented lightweight technology of these panels does not affect the strength and durability of the product, they are up to 30% lighter, which does affect the fire resistance performance to some degree. We use the Firecode 30 designation because the panels are ULC listed and CUL classified for fire resistance, and bear the ULC and/or UL Certification for Canada labels. Firecode 30 panels are listed classified components in ULC Design W496 and UL Design U407 for 30-minute and 1-hour wall assemblies. 30 minutes for single layer on each side of load-bearing wood studs or non-load-bearing steel studs, and 1 hour with double layer on each side of non-load-bearing steel studs. So even with its lighter weight, it will still meet all the strength and durability of 5/8 sheetrock Firecode Type X as required in the ASTM product standards. They also provide an extra level of safety because Firecode 30 panels do carry third-party certification and provide a defined level of fire resistance where regular sheetrock panels do not. Further, some provincial codes, Ontario for example, do provide some relaxation to 30-minute separations in Part 11 renovations under certain circumstances. The National Building Code of Canada, the model code for all the provincial codes, has provisions for relaxation to 30-minute ratings as well. Sound control is also a consideration, as mass of the materials used in an assembly contributes to the overall sound transmission class performance. Through extensive third-party certified testing, USG and CGC have compiled test data on various common configurations of wood and steel stud-framed wall assemblies for comparison purposes. In some instances, our Firecode 30 panel systems perform on par with published generic assemblies referenced in the building codes. The best approach is not to compare individual system performance, but select the right assembly to meet the STC requirements for the project. In many cases, multi-layer systems with Type X panels are required to achieve STC provisions in the codes. This would also meet a 1-hour fire resistance rating with double-layer Firecode 30 panels. To avoid confusion with the Type X panels, the Firecode 30 product is clearly marked on the end tapes and on the face of the panel, indicating explicitly that it is not a Type X panel. This label is visible even when the joints have been taped. Even with that said and done, actual field trials were completed that brought forth a very valid observation. The drastic difference in weight is clearly obvious to the installer. There can be no confusion as to which panels are Firecode Type X or Firecode 30 just by lifting them. The installers, without exception, could tell the difference immediately. The sustainability aspect of this new technology is obvious. Lower weight, ability to transport more on a truck, easier to stock existing buildings in dense urban locations, fewer trips, more efficient use of load-restricted elevators in existing buildings, more productivity, and reduced worker fatigue, just to name a few. In summary, 5/8 Sheetrock UltraLight Firecode 30 panels deliver sustainable performance with reduced transportation energy, decreased water and energy consumption, and conservation of our natural resources. Thank you for your time. We appreciate your business and hope you have an opportunity to compare the advantages of this innovative product and trial it on your next project. Another first from CGC, the leader in lightweight innovation.